What's going on, guys? It's VMG Clint, and we have a new feature on the channel we're going to call Wednesday's DLC Showcase. And every Tuesday, Alive comes out with some new DLC. We're going to showcase it on Wednesdays and show you guys whatever it is. And this Wednesday, we're going to be showcasing the KTM and the Suzuki 150 and 125. So all you OEM real bike lovers should be super stoked about what's happening here with Alive. We have real bikes finally, so that should make everybody happy, right? What I'm going to do is show you how to level up your bike very quickly. You need to go to the first short track, put it on 5 laps. That's the least amount of laps you can do. The lap times are about 11 seconds, and leave it on amateur for the opponent skill, and you should be able to level up your bike XP in about 15 to 20 minutes, as long as you keep restarting the game and do not leave the game. So that's how you level your bike up pretty quick. Here I'm just going to give you a rundown of what the graphics look like on the Suzuki. We got the One Industry graphics, which I like the best. We got factory effects, Flu, decal works with some crazy looking swirlies in there, bike graphics, and we got the 180 decals there. So this should definitely make you guys happy, seeing a real bike finally within the game. I know that we got Honda coming up next sometime soon. We should have Yamaha, and Kawasaki's hasn't been announced yet, but I'm assuming they're going to be announced as well. So here's a rundown of the KTM graphics. I'm going to show you here. We got the One Industries, which I'm equipped with. There's the throttle jockey, just kind of more plain look. The in-style paint graphics. Kind of got the splatter effect going on in the shroud there. There's the stock KTM graphics, which look really nice. Fusion, factory effects there, Flu, decal works, and the bike graphics, and then there's the 180 decals. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a track. I'm going to run 3 laps per bike and give you my thoughts on each bike with a little bit more insight on what I feel about Alive, since I haven't done a commentary in a while. The perks that I'm using are obviously the whole shot perk, and I'm using the scrub perk. Right off the bat, I can notice that this bike turns very well. That's the first thing that I really notice about the bike. I've been riding the 450 a lot since I got it. It's been a few days ago, and hopping back on a modded 125 was definitely different. You know, it feels way slower to me, so I had to get used to riding it. This is the first track that I really picked in race, so all these lines that I'm taking, I'm trying to hit are 450 lines really, and I'm not making a lot of them. But anyways, so yeah, I think the power of this bike is pretty good, pretty decent. The cornering, like I said, is pretty noticeable. It's really good. One thing I will tell you, in my opinion, on Alive, this game is way more rewarding as you play it. I know that there's a lot of guys out there that are really struggling with the physics of this game, and which is understandable, because a lot of these guys are probably trying to play this game like Reflex. This game cannot be played like Reflex. This game is 100%, well, I wouldn't say 100%, but this game plays way different than Reflex. Everything is scaled down. The physics are different. The overall feel is different. One thing I love is the cornering. I think that they nailed that. I love the way the bike tracks in the corners. I think that's awesome. But what changed my entire outlook on the game is when I got to a level 40, 43, I think, or 44, when you get the scrub perk. I've read a lot of comments about that. Once you get the scrub perk, it changes the game completely, in my opinion. You're able to stay lower, you're able to clear jumps, you're able to carry your momentum. I know that was a big issue with me when I first started playing this game, was that I felt like I had no momentum. I felt like I couldn't clear anything. I felt like I couldn't preload. I wasn't doing anything right, and it was very frustrating. Up until I got to about a level 20 something, I started kind of slowing down and trying to hit things smoother, and the game actually got better. But when I got to that scrub perk and put it on, that's when it made an absolute difference. So I would, there's going to be some guys that still have the scrub perk that don't like the game. That's cool. But for me, I stopped trying to play this game like Reflex, and I started to play it like a brand new game totally. And as I did it, the game got more fun. So you can take my advice, or you can, take it for what it's worth, but that's just my opinion. So we're about to finish up on the Suzuki right here. I got a 1:16.64, which is pretty slow. It's not too fast, but like I said, the bike corners well, the bike's power is good. And this next moto, we're gonna hop on this 125, the Suzuki 125, and there's actually a pretty noticeable difference in my opinion, and you guys might try this yourselves. Ride the KTM first on a 3-lap race, whatever, on an outdoor track. Then hop on the Suzuki. In my opinion, what I noticed right off the bat out of this first corner is I was trying to turn, and you see how wide I went? I could not turn. If you look at the little bars that they give you when you're choosing your bike or customizing your bike, I believe that every bike is, all the bars are the same. There's as long as you have modded parts on your bike, all the bars are going to be the same under chassis, under traction, and all that stuff should be the same. But I noticed that this bike could not turn near as well as the Suzuki. As the KTM. It was just ridiculously noticeable. I'm gonna actually ask the developers whether or not this is true, if it's just my imagination, but you guys give it a shot and tell me what you think, because I had a really tough time cornering. But one thing I did notice was this bike had the power, had a good amount of power compared to the KTM, so it kind of made up for it there. You can see I think I missed my preload there, but I still cleared it pretty easily. And my fastest lap, I believe, on this track right now on a 450 is 112, like a low 112. I don't remember the exact time. I know there's some pretty fast dudes running 110s and all the way down into 109s, I think, are the real other top times. But on a 125, I would think a fast lap time would be probably a 114, maybe even a 113. And I actually run a faster lap time on this Suzuki than I did the KTM. So I almost loop it out there. But yeah, I would say that overall, after playing this game for a complete week, I am actually growing more and more in love with the game, because it really was bothering me the first few days that I was playing the game. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't playing it right or something. I don't know. And as I played it, like I said, guys, game gets better in my opinion. I do think there's some things that they need to look at patching. Obviously, the hand gestures. There's we don't need to go into that, but the hand gestures definitely are something I think that need to go. It's not realistic in my opinion, and I think that they're going to be looking into that. I would also like to see the physics of the bike, especially in the air, or the gyros. the gas and brake gyros, I would like to see that be tweaked, because no matter if you are pinning it in the air or hitting the brake in the air, it really doesn't seem to do much. So I would like to see them fix that. I would also like to see them loosen up the guy in the air a little bit, to where we can kind of maneuver him whichever way we want whenever we whip it around. Just seems like it's really stiff and it's hard to bring whips back, as you guys have probably seen. And this is going to be it, guys. I ran a 1:15:55, which is about a second faster than what I ran on the KTM. And that is it for the DLC Wednesday showcase. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we appreciate it. Later. For daily motocross pro and am coverage, be sure to log on to vurbmoto.com, and if you like us, prove it.